I know. You'll be seeing things happen.
Now that you will go to Texas, are you planning on delivering any type of help for undocumented families that lost everything, including their children?
I think we've done very well on immigration. We were given a very bad hand by Biden. He allowed 25 million people to come in totally unchecked, unvetted. We're getting the criminals out, and we're getting them out fast. The courts have ultimately done the right thing. Amazingly, they've really done the right thing, and they understand it's really the survival of our country. It's a very important thing. We can't have like 11,888 murderers. And, you know, something that you should have that you haven't reported. As you know, 300,000 children are missing, right? 300,000 under Biden. We've already gotten back 10,000 of those children, and we have a lot more planned to come back. We're getting them back by the thousands, but 300,000, and we've, as of this morning, over 10,000 we've gotten back.
What is your advice to countries worldwide ahead of the upcoming tariff deadline?
Oh, I think just keep working hard. You know, we've been taken advantage of for many, many years by countries, both friend and foe. And frankly, the friends have been worse than the foes in many cases. So I would say just keep working. It's all going to work out.
No.
I think he's doing a terrible job. I think we should be, I think we should be 3 points lower interest rate. He's costing our country a lot of money. We should be number one, and we're not. And that's because of Jerome Powell. In terms of interest, we are number one in the world. Look, I'll tell you a little simple language. 1 year ago, our country was a dead country. We were going nowhere except down. We were the laughing stock all over the world. And now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're number one everywhere, anywhere in the world. And that's all they're talking about is our country. 1 year ago it was a dead country. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Thank you.
All right, as you see there, we were just listening into this. This was from just a few moments ago as we listened into President Trump. As you see him standing there with his wife and First Lady Melania Trump as they're heading to Texas, taking a moment to speak to reporters. And as you can see, they're still going and interacting with folks. Let's continue to listen in here. All right, just wanted to let those last few moments there play out as well as you saw President Trump and the First Lady interacting with those there outside of the White House. Again, the press able to ask him just a few questions as he takes off as he was headed towards Joint Base Andrews before heading to Texas as well. The two of them giving some affection, showing a half hug there as well as they're boarding Marine One. We did just see them as they officially boarded Air Force One as well. So what we're seeing here was just a few moments ago. I also want to take you back while we were replaying those moments where President Trump was speaking to those reporters. He was simultaneously, after boarding Marine One there, heading over to the airport. He had landed on Marine One. We were bringing you those images live, and he also took the time to go ahead and board Air Force One. So I do want to replay that moment as well for you here on Live Now from Fox. Take a look. Just a few moments ago as President Trump then was taking the time to step off of Marine One and head towards Air Force One. But again, we know that the president is heading to Texas today for a firsthand look there of the devastation that was caused by catastrophic flooding. He has, of course, remained talking about what he would like to see change and also viewing the site of all of the devastation. The president said in a roundtable earlier this week that he didn't want to distract in the first few days after the flooding, waiting until today, Friday, to go survey the damage alongside First Lady Melania Trump as well. So the two of them taking the time to board Air Force One. We'll continue to keep our eyes there on this shot as they have now boarded the plane at this point and are awaiting takeoff. So again, the devastation we know, which according to the Associated Press, has now killed at least 120 people in just the last week. This all began on July 4th when the local river there, the Guadalupe River, rose rapidly and within 45 minutes began to flood, sending devastation all over the Texas Hill Country. Earlier this week, President Trump did speak to NBC News, saying that nobody ever saw a thing like this. He said it was a once in every 200-year deal. And so at this point, the Associated Press says that still more than 170 people are still missing at this point. But we just showed you these moments where the president boarded Air Force One, getting ready to head to Texas. We can take you back out live there, as we've officially shown you that he and the First Lady have boarded the plane. But this is a live shot there of Air Force One, still sitting on the tarmac, awaiting takeoff. And so we'll continue to follow the president's journey as he heads from the nation's capital to Texas. We'll bring you those remarks as he's expected to sit down at a round table as well with the state and other local officials. So we also know the White House says that he's going to be visiting the State Emergency Operations Center to meet with other first responders and relatives of those flood victims. He's also going to get a briefing as well from officials, including Republican Governor Greg Abbott, Senator John Cornyn, Senator Ted Cruz. All of those are going to be joining in on this visit. And other GOP senators are also expected to fly to the state to be a part of this meeting. So, of course, we know it is relatively common for presidents to visit those disaster sites to tour damage by air. It's a move that can sort of be seen as a sense of normalcy there within the country and bringing everyone together. And so, again, we do know that the president, bringing alongside First Lady Melania Trump, this is going to mark the second time this term that she has joined her husband for a tour of a natural disaster site. This all comes back to President Trump's first weekend back in the White House, if you remember. He visited North Carolina to scope out the Hurricane Helene damage and toured the aftermath of devastating wildfires as well in Los Angeles. And so those are some of the other natural disaster trips that we've seen the president participate in. So as you can see it there, Air Force One getting ready to take off. It's going to be a full day of us tracking the president and watching some of those key meetings as well. So we did want to bring this to you here on Live Now from Fox. We'll continue to watch this shot, but we are